What's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP. I'm back with another video and everything, and it's been been a while and everything. You know what I mean? Like I said, life gets in the way. Life, you gotta handle your business, especially when it comes to everyday life. You understand what I'm saying? Everyday life gets in the way, and you really don't have time to actually sit down, collect your thoughts, and you know, get shit together as far as actually knowing what's going on and everything. You know what I mean? And I've been following this routine, this topic, and all that stuff about Kevin Durant. And the whole situation with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets, and all that stuff. I don't get what's going on as far as that is concerned. Rather, you know what I mean? I know I've been in the loop and all that shit, right? I've been in a loop and everything, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just, I don't understand, you know what I mean, get what's going on and all that stuff. But for me, I just like to, the situation as far as everything that's going on, with Kevin Durant's trade request, Kyrie Irving, you know what I mean, Ben Simmons and his mess, you know what I mean, these got situations going on, the Brooklyn Nets and all that shit, you know. I don't know. The whole situation is a mess, man. The whole situation is a mess. You know what I mean? Everybody's capable, you know, had to play a part in this shit. Everybody played a part in this shit, okay? You know, Kevin Durant, you know what I mean, following Kyrie to Brooklyn, knowing that Kyrie was going to be off the hook. Kyrie is a loose cannon and everything, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't think at this point in his career, Kyrie Irving is really invested in basketball. You know, basketball. You know what I mean? As far as actually focusing on the game of basketball and shit. You know, even before all these mandates came about, he was missing games because of the whole riot thing up there at the Capitol. And you really can't trust Kyrie at this point. Now, again, I'm all for it. I was all for him with the mandate situation. You shouldn't be forced to take something that you don't approve of. You know what I mean? You should have government over your own body, over your own mind, over your own body and shit, right? But at the same time, man, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't, like, he has to be held accountable for some of this shit, okay? He's got to be held accountable for some of this shit. Because for me, if you're not all in, then you're not going to accomplish that much. You're really not going to accomplish that much, you know? If you're not invested, you know what I mean, in actually winning games on a nightly basis and actually becoming the best team that you can be, you have outside interferences, it's like nothing's going to work. Nothing's going to work, you know what I mean? And it's like Kyrie basically ran amok. He basically, the coach, they handpicked the coach, governed his own practices, and you could tell that he wasn't a fan of Steve Nash. He wasn't a fan of Kenny Atkinson either, you know? I mean, this is Kyrie's MO. This is Kyrie's track record. He had problems in Cleveland, was picking fights with Byron Scott, Dion Waiters, Alonzo G, all those young players. LeBron was able to keep him focused and intact, but that didn't last long. Went to Boston, basically tried to take over that locker room. Them young players weren't having it, and now he's causing being a distraction in Brooklyn. Now, don't give me all this stuff. You got these shucking and jiving motherfuckers out here picking and choosing a fight, talking about, oh, you a sellout. You a sellout. You a coon for going against Kyrie, but yeah, we forget this the same motherfucker that had an all-white boat party, all-white girl boat party on a goddamn boat. You know? It's I just feel like Kyrie is no longer invested in the game of basketball, you know? And all these trade rumors to the Lakers and Kevin Durant trade rumors, I feel like it's one big ass mess that's not going to get settled. You had Katie out here giving ultimatums as far as teammates, as far as coach, as far as everything that's going on in Brooklyn. But yeah, you chose to sign up here, Kevin Durant. I mean, I'm not going to blame you for everything that's going on, but you should have known ahead of time that Kyrie Irving's track record, especially dealing with Cleveland and Boston and the incompetency of the Brooklyn franchise. You should have thought it. You should have known that ahead of time, Kevin Durant. You know? And it's within its right to demand a trade, okay? It's within its right to demand a trade, but at the same time, man, you know what I mean? You kind of made your own bed, bro, when you decided to sign up with Brooklyn Nets. You know? Now I'm starting to think that maybe you should have stayed in Golden State. Because that was the perfect situation, even though I thought the situation was, it was weak for him going there and everything, and it like devalued the competition in the league and shit. As far as who could actually win a championship, them 2 years, it's like you really can't count. I mean, I'm not saying you can't count them, but at the same time, man, it was anticlimactic as comparison to 2015 and 2016. You know what I mean? You didn't know who was going to win those finals. Even without Kevin Durant, it was just LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love versus Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Those were even matchups. Those were pretty even matchups. You know, even though injuries and shit marred some of that matchup, especially in 2015. 2016 was more of a reflection of the rivalry than the next 2 years after that and shit. But then again, I don't know. For as much as I didn't like the situation with Golden State, you got to start to think now, man, that shit. He might have been better off just staying there and going to State instead of actually going somewhere else. Because now he's been caught between a rock and a hard place because he's on a 4-year contract and he's requested a trade. You just got to think, it's he's his own worst enemy. Kevin Durant is his own worst enemy, man. You know what I mean? And as much as I like Katie, as a, basketball player, I still think he's a great player, you know what I mean? But not a lot of teams seem like they want to mortgage their future, even though it gives you a better shot at actually possibly winning a championship. Not a lot of teams are actually going to shell out their mortgage their future for an aging 34-year-old superstar. And we got to think that even though KD's been great, post-injury, post-Achilles injury, he hasn't been on the level he was prior to that. I mean, he's putting up numbers in abundance, maintaining, being consistent, but at the same time, he's working harder for those points. He's working harder for those points and whatever. And it's like now his impact, even though it's still great, it wasn't on the level it was OKC first pre-Achilles injury Golden State, But this whole Brooklyn Nets situation is probably the biggest mess in the NBA right now, man. You got Kevin Durant requesting a trade, demanding that Steve Nash and Sean Marks be fired, right? And don't get me wrong, I mean, Steve Nash is not, he's just, great player, but he's a lame duck coach. It's called for what it is, a lame duck coach, you know? And you got Kyrie Irving and his problems, Ben Simmons and his problems, you know? You can't help but to wonder now that they're going to go into the training camp with this roster. It's going to be one big shitstorm. People are going to be asking questions about KD. Are you invested? Are you all in? Are you actually going to play this season? Because there was a rumor floating around and shit that dude might really consider retirement. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Then you got Ben Simmons. What is his frame of mind? Kyrie Irving, of course. And then you got the team that, are they going to be able to gel? You know what I mean? With all these distractions hovering over their head. It's a one big ass mess, man. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's just one big mess. They would have been better served than blowing this roster up, because you're not going to get no real commitment from Kyrie. And KD wants out. KD wants up out of there. I mean, it's going to be a lot of games where it's going to be a lot of half-assing. It's going to be a lot of no managing, all that shit. So, I don't know, man. Well, for me, they should have blew this team up. They should have blew this team up, man, because now you got a shitstorm. You got Steve Nash. He gonna look at Kevin Durant sideways because he basically put him under the bus. Basically said, dude, you can't coach. It's either you or me. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying Kevin Durant is at fault here. Like I said, both parties have blame in all this shit. But I just find it funny that a certain team is allowed to get away with all this BS. But that team out there in Southern Cal, if this was that team going on right now, if a certain somebody that we all know who we're talking about was out here demanding trades, it'd be World War III right now. And you can't say it wouldn't be. He'd be the scum of the earth. Damn near scum of the earth right now, you know what I mean? And it's like, it don't make sense how one team gets a pass, a certain set of players get a pass, but yet one gets lambasted for one problem. That team has a fit problem. This team in the Brooklyn Nets, they got problems all across the board. One player, you got disgruntled players out here, man. Disgruntled players, and nobody's calling them out on it. Of course, you got the mainstream media giving them a pass at every turn because they're skilled and shit, right? They're the most skilled players of all time, and they get a pass all the time, okay? But let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think is going to happen, man? Is the trade finally going to happen? Is Kyrie Irving going to end up on the Lakers? What do y'all think? Or is Kevin Durant finally going to get moved? Let me know in the comments section, man. And like, subscribe to the channel and shit. I'm going to be back with another one.